Definitely catching some big air in the swells off St. Pete. Team TRC out front. Super from JEM Companies Limited in New Jersey. Listerine Pockets Packs, division of Pfizer, also a sponsor aboard WHM Motorsports this week here in St. Petersburg. Currently running second place in Super Cat, the 40 skater with the Mercury powered WHM Motorsports. Doing a great job in the bumpy water here off St. Pete. In the very far offshore leg here right now, you can see the big swells off St. Petersburg. Jay Muller on the throttle is doing a great job keeping the attitude and the speed going on the WHM Motorsports Listerine. You can see it's no easy ride for these guys today. Rough water off St. Pete, something these guys haven't seen a whole lot of this year, but they're doing a great job in the bumpy water. WHM Motorsports currently second place in Super Cat. Just on the tail of WHM Motorsports, playing catch up here. Todd Warner out of St. Petersburg, formerly driver for Pro Marine, is at the wheel, while Billy Moore is on the throttle. Here you can see him going by WHM Motorsports. Nichols Offshore into second place in the Cat class. Nichols Offshore is a 44 MPI with the surface drive with Sterling power. Based out of Orange Beach, Alabama. Owner is Gary Nichols. Driver today, like I said, Todd Warner. Billy Moore, son of legendary throttle man Bobby Moore, on the throttles. Taking a big leap in the big swells off St. Petersburg, doing a great job. Team Nichols Offshore. As well as Effin' Vodka. You can see Popeye having no problem in the bumpy water here today. Big swell's proving to be a little bit of a challenge for these guys, but they're doing a great job, running strong. Popeye. There you see Steve Curtis and Tom Abrams in Reliable Carriers running in the back of the pack at this point, but looking to move up strong. Always a very fast boat. Reliable Carriers MPI number 20 with Sterling power and Mercury drive. Down now on a hometown entry, number 59, Lightning Strike, is maintained and stays at Lightning Bay Performance Marine here in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's a 38 Donzi with Mercury power and drive. Mike Flanagan is the driver, Bob Teague on the throttles. Alan Green is the owner of Lightning Strike. Great battle here in the V category of Offshore Super Series. Twisted Metal, The Switch, Pier 57, Fury, Adrenaline Spider-Man, and the other Pier 57 doing battle here in the V class. Rough water off St. Petersburg, Florida for the 2005 Offshore Super Series Chrysler Jeep World Championship. Number 31 is a 36-foot skater, Page Motorsports. Owned and driven by Steve Page out of Fort Myers, throttled by Joey Gratton out of Cortez, Florida. Beautiful 36-foot skater maintained by Page Racing in Fort Myers, Florida. Don Moss is the crew chief and John Messer is the chief mechanic. Other sponsors for Page Motorsports include Maui Jim Sunglasses, Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, Perkins Automotive Group, Winds Oil, and Castrol Oil. Currently running in third place in the Cat Light category. Doing a great job, Page Motorsports. Other boats in Cat Light, Reliable Carriers New Boat, Peppers, Motley Crue, Dirty Duck, and Popeye's Famous Fried Chicken and Biscuits. Currently running second place in the Cat Light category. That's the Dirty Duck, Slug Hefner, and Paul Whittier. First race together, doing a great job. Paul Whittier finished runner-up position in his Cat Light that he has now sold, and so he stepped into Dirty Duck to throttle for them here in St. Petersburg. Great to have Slug and Paul together on the race course here in St. Pete. Currently running second place in Cat Light behind Motley Crue. See Nichols Offshore Super Cat going by on the outside. Two MPI cats here. Dirty Ducks, the 39 MPI with Mercury 525 inboard engines with Mercury number 6 drives. Paul brought most of his crew with him. He has his crew chief John Vanderstel of Offshore Concept overseeing all the maintenance on the boat this week, as well as Tom Stagliano, the other crew member aboard. Doing a great job together. First race together, Slug Hefner out of Missouri, Paul Whittier out of Washington in the Dirty Duck. Bumpy waters proving to be no problem for Motley Crue. Super V action here. Number 8, this is Team Adrenaline Spider-Man. It's a 399 Skater V-bottom. Has been the head of the fleet all year long in the Offshore Super Series Super V class. These guys, even with a 700-pound weight penalty, ran at the front of the pack. Doing a great job. Scott Conrad is the throttle man. Ken Bowen is the owner-driver. These guys doing a great job front of the field as they have been all season long. First day of competition here, bumpy waters for Team Spider-Man, but they're at the front of the fleet in the Super V class, going by the Don Cesar on beautiful St. Pete Beach, Florida. Coming down towards the finish line now, side-by-side battle in the Cat Light category. This is Page Racing and Popeye's Racing. two boats out front in this class. Motley Crue and Dirty Duck have checked out from these two, but Popeyes and Page Racing battling for the third finishing spot in the first race here off St. Pete Beach. You can see them going across the finish line right there. Looks like Popeyes has a problem right as they go across. Wow, you can see the drives broken off the back of the boat right as they go across the finish line there. After they just barely edged out Steve Page. Here's it in slow motion. You can see the drives break off the back of the boat right here. And they flop up in the picture on the back right there. You can see the drive hanging up on the back of the boat. Amazing finish there. Bad day to break all those parts. But they finished third place for the race. There you can see the drive hanging off the back of the boat there, off the back of Popeye. We're going to leave you today with the action and some of the other accidents from the final few races of the season.
I got it. All right. And now, hold back. All right, turn, go. Oh, go. Stand. Oh, shut up. Go flush. Okay, right? Turn it. Come on. Okay, David. Open it. Hold on. Turn the hatch.